You got touched by the market today? It happens. How'd this morning treat? No, I didn't trade today. I I just took an eval play because I was done last night. I didn't really take an actual play. I got in on like this. I was just trying to pass this eval because I only had like $100 left to pass. So I got in on this. I got in on this little pullback, and I just held to 860, I think. Yeah, something like that. You're wet? Sheesh. I just wanted to pass an eval, and that's all I did. Didn't trade for the first time. I don't have FOMO, and I'm glad I stayed out. Absolute W. W mindset right there. All right, let's go to... Yeah, that's what I was... I logged out for the first thing. I logged out first thing this morning when Dodgy comes out with a how I made 10K video. Dude, listen, that's what it is. It'd be like that sometimes. Sometimes people make money. Sometimes people don't make money. Who cares? Yeah, exactly. Alright. Is this anybody in here first time, or are you new? Oh wait, let me share my screen, sorry. Me? New here? How new? New to the dungeon or new to backtesting? Let me see. Or new to trading? New to trading in general. I started trading 2 months ago. Okay. Well, welcome. Do you understand how Dodgy's model works at all yet? Have you watched any of his stuff on YouTube? Yeah, I've been watching his boot camp. Sick. Well, I'm basically here to do backtesting using obviously the same model as Dodgy uses, so that's what we're going to do today. Do you have any routine when you started to become profitable, like writing out your goals or rules for the day? I feel like I'm struggling psychologically instead of strategy-wise. Um, so it depends on what exactly you're struggling with. For me, what I struggled with for a while was taking losing trades. Like genuinely had to. Basically, I spiraled really, really bad for like a couple months, and I like lost a bunch of money on fundeds that I had built up, and it was not good. And so, like, basically, because I'm pretty new to trading too, right? So I've got just over a year, and I've been trading IFVGs since last July. So, as far as being new, I also understand that, and it depends on what you're struggling with, right? Like, are you revenge trading, or are you over leveraging, or like what exactly is your struggle specifically? You got to figure that out first. Because basically for me, my routine kind of just started from I did a thing called light bulb only for like 3 months, and I basically only took like the most A+ setups you could possibly get, and if I didn't take that, I didn't take anything else. And so that just helped me build a lot of conviction in the model. And when you do it for so long, you're able to see the stats and how they work over time. So it makes it okay when you take a loss, because you know from stats that you can see for your own self that the model is profitable over time. It just depends. If you could tell me what exactly your problem is, I can go from there. But I'm not sure. Oops. My struggle is I make too much money and my room is too small to hold it all. Well, if there was nothing that was relatable that I heard today, that was it. Like, all my money is just all hidden up in this club. Oh, wait. Okay, the door's open so you can see that it's empty. That's unfortunate. All right. So we'll just come back to fake closet, fake room, fake camera. Trading is fake. Scammer. AI. AI closet. I'm not even actually sitting on a chair. This is just a background. I'm actually floating. Is Amy even real? Bro, there's no way you haven't heard Amy's laugh in any of these live streams. You know she real. Amy. uh, Vert. The only thing I did today was enter in basically a chase off this pullback on eval, and that was it. Because I wanted to pass it, and that was it. I didn't really take like plays today. Mostly impulse control, Oxano. For example, this morning I hit a break-even trade on a 1-minute IFVG, and I thought I was going to go back up, and it just wicked me out. But it ended up being a losing trade when I bought again. Okay, wait. So, if you just get stopped out, why are you buying again? Oh, wait. Impulse control. You just told me why. So, how long have you been trading this model for? About 6 months. And have you ever... So, have you ever traded like... Have you ever seen the results from trading only the model, no revenge trades, no re-entries, no chase plays, only the model and how it works over time? I mean, like, literally like one trade a day, maybe. Sadly, now that you asked that, no. Okay. So, that being said, how can you really, really possibly build conviction and confidence in your model that you're trading if you don't give the model a chance to work out over time? Does that make sense? So it's really easy to, when you get into a trade, maybe you do get break even, or maybe you do take a loss, and then you just start doubting everything because you don't actually have that conviction that the model works. Like, you don't have that belief in yourself that it actually just works over time. Yeah, we're gonna backtest. People are asking me questions, so I'm trying to answer them. But you gotta like give the model a chance to work for you, you know? If you don't just trade the model and do only that. Do you watch for the model all day for your one or two trades or have alerts to tell you when to come back to the screen? To be honest, during the morning, I'm not even sitting on my computer most of the time. I usually just join Dodgy's stream on my phone and just like chill. I don't really trade in the morning. And then when I do trade, I don't trade during Dodgy's stream, buddy. That would be amazing. Yeah, you have to just trade just the model and let it work. Sano literally copies me half the time, so yeah. I'm I might as well change my name to Signalbot Sano. Alright, for anybody new here, if you're sitting down to trade for the day, what's the first thing you want to do? Bias. Bias. Okay. Anything else? Give me your ideas. Put down the things you guys look for when you sit down to start trading. Not just bias. I want to know other stuff too. Be more specific. Coffee. Finally the answer I was looking for, to be honest. When not to trade. Okay. Narrative. Okay. Dream scenario. Okay. I like that actually. Context. If there's news. Okay. Alright. So for sure what we're going to do is zoom out, right? We're going to zoom out to the higher time frame to see if we can find any higher time frame gaps that we can use for bias or draws on liquidity. Okay. So, is there anything on this screen that stands out to anybody right now? Not for intraday bias. Okay. Sweep. Sweep of what? Big wick out of the 4-hour FVG. Okay. So one thing I'm noticing is how hard we wicked into this gap and rejected, right? So, looks like we're maybe inversing this daily FVG. Or close. Looks like we tried once, right? And hit this gap and came back down. Sweep of the 4-hour high. Buy would go down to like 1 hour, 15 minute. Okay. We had change in the state. Okay. So, Vert, since you're the one that said it, if you were looking at this chart and you were going to try and find your dream scenario, what are you looking for? What's your dream scenario while looking at this chart? So on the daily, also to point out, We're delivering out of this gap below. We have relative equal highs above here. Probs to drop into that major gap to look for longs unless we dump and like really look bearish. Then I would look for a retrace to go short. Depends on the reaction to this daily FVG tap. All right, so basically you're saying you would want to see something like this and get a long to continue up, right? Or if we don't get that, you would want to see this or something like that. Kinda. Okay. I say we definitely like zoom down real quick. So let's go to the 1 hour. So this 1 hour is a little more telling, right? This 1 hour gives us a little bit more information than the daily chart does, right? Does anyone see why? More gaps to go off of, more gaps to use, yeah. Let's look at the 4 hour real quick. So nothing super obvious, so we'll go back down here. So one thing I am noticing, right? All of this LRLR right here. Yeah, and that was my next thing, right? Was this. Look at this inverse. Does anyone understand, or does anyone not understand why tapping this gap and getting this V shape is bearish? Could you explain? I don't get it. All right, so the way that we use gaps in here, we use gaps for entries and for draws on liquidity and bias, right? So basically, we have a 1 hour gap put down here. If this 1 hour gap gets inversed, right, then we expect price to continue higher. Okay? So, with that logic in mind, if we come up here, tap into a SIBI. Do you know what a SIBI is? Pump up into this SIBI, right? A SIBI is basically a bearish FVG. Do you understand what... This is interesting. Do you understand how we're using this gap right now? Like, basically, we're using this higher time frame gap to help determine our direction for price. So if this is a bearish gap and price barely taps into it and we reject, that's a pretty what signature in price? Bearish, right? Because if we're truly bullish, right, like in the example that we put, in the example we put down here, see how we have this gap, but we didn't come up, tap it, and dump. We just destroyed it, right? And what did that do after? We kept going up. So, if price pumps up into this gap and we want to continue being bullish to this high, we don't want to see price reject here, right? We would want to see us just rip through this gap. So, the fact that we come up, barely wick into this gap, right? And this is on the hourly time frame, so this is a decent gap. Bro, what the heck is going on? We barely wick into this, and then we just, what do? We destroy all of these bullish gaps, right? So just the way we use this as a way of determining where price wants to go, you use it the same way with these gaps. Does that make sense? Like, we're bullish. If we're bullish and we're putting in these gaps, you don't want to see price disrespecting these. You would want to see it bounce like this, right? So because we tap into a bearish imbalance and get a bearish reaction, it's possible that we are short-term bearish. And we have all this LRLR below. Yep, exactly, Vert. So, that being said, I almost think for me, my dream scenario would be something like we pump up like this, sweep out these highs, and then get an inverse down to target all this LRLR and rebalance. That would be my dream scenario. Because this looks bearish to me. What if we were to go into the higher time frame FVG instead of barely wicking it? Would you still have the same conviction that it's going to be bearish? So you're saying if we right here, instead of rejecting, if we had kept pushing up? No. So if we keep pushing up, ripping through this gap, my bias is going to lean bullish because of the way we're disrespecting this bearish gap. Yep. All right. Let's drop down to the lower time frame, see if we can get anything. I personally, okay, so on the lower time frame, actually let's go down a little bit more. Oops. 30-minute time frame. Nothing really too exciting to see here, really, right? Like, this has all kind of been overlapped and wicked across. Right? So nothing too obvious to go off of at this very moment. It's also pre-market, so candles aren't really moving. 15-minute. See how there's just no real gaps here, right? Like, there's not really anything for us to go off of. Except for this LRLR and this BPR above. So, yeah, we're going to wait for market open. We do have some mini LRLR right here. Right? So it would be cool to see like an AMD pattern at market open. Accumulate, market opens, we get up, get a Judas swing, and get a short. So we'll see what happens. I'm making cookies, y'all. What? All right, Vert, you hop up, take over. I'm out of here. You're going to have to come use my screen, though. I'll fly over. All right, I think we're going to fast forward to... Oh, wait, here. Let's go drop down to the 1 minute. All right, so now we're starting to get a push down first, which is interesting. So we just swept these lows. Right now, we currently have a bullish SMT with ES. Okay. Could see a soup for longs. Let's keep playing. Check 4-hour gap. Let's do that. So it's way down here. I think we go down here too. So I agree. So does anyone know why it would make sense to come down first instead of come up then go down? Like, okay, let me rephrase that. If we're going to continue to be bullish, what do we want first? I'll give you a hint. Here's your hint. Yep. So, yes, we're bullish, but this is a lot of pumping to not have come back at all yet, right? So, the fact that we actually rip all the way from down here, all the way up into this big bearish gap without getting a single retrace, we gotta have one soon, right? Like, we're not just gonna... I mean, could it? Sure. Are we gonna trade it like that? I'm not. This is really overextended, honestly. Like, this is over 600 points without a freaking retrace. Like, that's that's way overextended, right? So I wouldn't be surprised here if we go down some. Okay? Which, it's fine, right? If we don't get a setup to target the LRLR, it doesn't matter, right? Because if we're bullish, we want to be longing anyway. So we have to wait for the shorts to play out and take a long. Okay, now this changes things, right? Let's check if we have an SMT. Do you just swing for shorts? Yeah, that would be ideal, right? Something. Yeah, we're going to check for an SMT. Does anyone not know what an SMT is? Cool. So even if we are looking for long later in the trading session, would you look for any short-term sells or just sit on your hands until a good setup comes along for buys and discount? Okay, so for an example like today we were so freaking bullish, there's no way you could convince me to short, right? So the only way I'm going to short is if there is like really, really, really obvious liquidity somewhere. So if for some reason we have like something like this, like we have some perfect trend line and then we manipulate and then just get like a death candle down, now maybe that might change my mind. But on days today where it's just like bullish, you do not want to short that. And so what you have to do is try and wait for a move down into discount before you go long, right? So it's kind of like this. Here's a good example, right? Here's a giant push up, okay? Then we do this, right? So technically we did have some LRLR right here. But do we actually get a setup that makes sense to go short to target these? No, not really, right? Because we're super bullish. So none of it makes sense. Now, let's say we did this and took out a high, then get an inverse down. Maybe get an SMT right here, right? Now that's different. But we're leaving buy side LRLR. We just get a dump through this sell side, right? It doesn't make any sense to try and chase a short. What does make sense is to draw out your premium and discount, wait for us to get down here, right? Which we do, and then we get a perfect inverse back up. That goes up for the rest of the day, right? Is this the 50% of that range? This one right here? See how that works? Cool. Hey, what do you think about that 30-second long of today? What time? Give me the time of the candle, or give me the time of the inverse. All right, let's try and look for an SMT. I don't think we have one. Oh wait. Yo. Yo. What's up, bro? Daddy's here. They're called like Saturn ring lights or something. Yeah. I got like a smaller one on the desk right here, right next to me. It's good. Let's be professional, DD. Yeah. All right. Later. I'll link the light. Yeah, it sounded like he liked them to me. Did you guys see that too? Yeah, it sounded like he liked the lights. That's all I'm saying. All right. So we do technically have an SMT right here. Right? She is making cookies, but she's listening to the stream. Wait. Yeah, right here. So we technically do have a bullish SMT right here, right? But like the thing is, we came so gosh dang close to sweeping this, right? And didn't. And then just ripped. So is there any sort of like delivery, bro? Oops, dude, why do I keep doing that? No, I'm trying to see if there's any good reason why this long would be reacting this way. That's all I was looking for. But I still think we should be looking for a short, to be honest. Like, if anything, I actually kind of like this SMT as a target to try and break it. If that makes sense. Yeah, so we'll keep watching. We're going to just remove the SMT right now because we're not trying to look for longs. In fact, that SMT could be the only real reason that we're getting these. Well, not the only, but could be one of the reasons why we're getting these pump candles. All right. So listen. This was a lie. So we kind of do have this, right? We have a bullish SMT on the 5-minute time frame. We have LRLR above. This momentum's kind of crazy. The hourly, we wick down into this giant order block. I don't know. Honestly, let me see. If we have an hourly on the, or if we have a SMT on the hourly, then, okay, look, listen. We have an hourly SMT. The delivery is not super clear, to be honest. Let me try and... Yeah, I mean, dude, look at this. And once we get up this high, look at all this. This is just chop. Like, I don't really see anything that should slow us down. That's the problem. A 5-minute long. All right, are we delivering out of here, maybe? Yeah, there's so much LRLR above. So you could maybe call this our delivery. It's technically a BPR. And it held like really well. That gap did. So we do have 1-minute delivery. We have an SMT on the hourly. We have LRLR above. This is really good momentum. I feel like other than the premium discount, this is mechanically really good. Would you take that IFVG? I would kind of fade this. It's a really high close, honestly. I hate that we left those. So listen, mechanically, this looks really good. As far as following what I think the overall bias is, it's questionable. But like, this is a pretty... So I do like that we did sweep a lot of this LRLR though, to be honest. Mic cut out? Wait, still? Oh. Alright, you know what? I'm torn on this one, so we're going to do a poll. It's just back testing, so the results don't really matter, but I just want to see what you guys say. I did a poll if you guys don't mind voting. If you're wrong, you get kicked out of premium. Yeah, that's the normal punishment. I've had to work my way back in several times. Bro, 5 votes yes, 4 votes no. What the heck? I'm just. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold off on this one, to be honest. Even if it does work, I kind of want to. I don't know. We're just so high. What is this? The batter?
Yeah.
The cookie dough?
Yeah.
Damn. Yum. Yeah, she's real. What are you talking about? It's an AI cookie dough, too. I'm not gonna lie. We're just gonna take this and see how it goes, okay? Sit here and contemplate this all day. This will be a good learning moment anyway. No, it's a 16-point gap. Or 12 points. BE on this, I'm not going BE till up here, probably. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's why I said here. All right, let's do it, chat. You're including those wicks in your gap? What do you mean? What's our confidence level on this? I'm thinking 0.7 risk. All right, so we'll go BE there. Do we scale? One more candle. Yeah, this momentum looks really good. So I would like to scale soon because of this gap. But I don't see us coming up this high and not taking this out, especially with this momentum. We're at 0.7 R right now. So, yeah, we can scale at the high. Yo, there's no way. There's no way. Dude, that's why I was like, I want to scale soon because of this gap, bro. Because look how many times this gap is held. Dang. Did it save us? Think it did. I wouldn't want to be sitting in this trade like this. All right, so Not the most ideal price action. No, it was break even. So wait, why does it say we? Wait, wait a minute. Why does it say we're negative? Oh wait, never mind. We ended on a loss last time. I remember. All right. So that was our AM play. So now we're gonna skip to after lunch. Wait. Yo, what the hell? Yo. Dude, that's crazy. We would have not gotten an entry on that. That's the problem. Dude, this gap is a Hulk gap, bro. Holy. Yeah, we longs now. Damn, that was crazy. All right, so we so does everyone remember what we drew out earlier, right? Did we tap discount or not? No. But if we're really bullish, it won't matter too much. Look at these. Look at this delivery though, bro. It's so. I'm not really sure. Maybe this. Yeah. So we're delivering out of 5-minute BPR. This is kind of a big gap. So what do we have to do here, guys? Someone tell me. So now that we just came down and swept all this LRLR, right, which we all knew was going to get ran. Now I really wouldn't mind seeing something like this. Come down maybe, get another sweep of this, and then an inverse up. Because I'm not longing into this huge gap, right? So we need to have a more short-term target to the left before we want to try and get in this. Now, if for some reason we just V-shape up through this 15-minute, but like who's going to take this with a freaking 60-point stop loss? You would long the 15-minute? Yeah, I bet, bro. So we're going to watch and see. So it's just like we were talking about with the higher time frame gaps earlier, right? This is a big bearish gap. We don't know if this is going to hold price to be bearish or not, right? So price could come up into this and reject. We don't know that. So that's why it's risky to go long down here and hope that we inverse this, right? So you see how now we came up, put this high in right here inside this fair value gap. Now if we were to come down and sweep something and get it inverse back up, now we have a better target up here, right? Rather than this huge void. Huh? Huh? Yeah. 254 to 266. That's a 12-point gap. We're delivering from here. Do we have an SMT with anything? We do have a bullish SMT as well. I'm thinking that we might take this, you guys. I don't know. I mean, we're kind of longing into a BPR right here. I don't know, actually. I like the SMT, though. That's nice. Should we try it? I would pass. It's not the cleanest, to be honest. But the fact that we just swept so much sell side and we have a couple SMTs, long this and go break even. That's the other thing too, is where do we go break even, right? Like here. Okay, so I know you said no sweep, but the thing is we do have the sweep right here on ES, right? Because we have the SMT. So technically we do have that. So we have this 30-second inverse here, which is actually a lot cleaner than the 1 minute. This 30-second actually is cleaner than the 1 minute. And we can go break even like here. Maybe here. Just outside of a macro time too. So it's almost a macro time. Would you consider an SMT plus delivery from an FVG still A plus? Yeah, for sure. So this, I feel like this on a ratings guide would be A plus. At the closer high. That's what I was thinking too. Like right here, probably. Check the 1 min. Are you not worried about the liquidity below because ES swept it and we have an SMT? Yeah. So if you zoom out on the higher time frame, right? Look at all this liquidity that we just destroyed. Right? Like we just wrecked all of this. So now we destroy all the sell side. We're delivering out of a 5-minute BPR right here. Then we get a pump up, a manipulation move down, a sweep, an SMT with this low right here, and then a V-shape back up. Mechanically, it ain't bad. Yeah, it has all the bells and whistles, but and this 5-minute gap right here is holding. I think we just give it a try, to be honest. Why not? This will be our... it's technically not PM, but this will be our second trade of this day, and we'll go to the next day. Where would you place your break even? I would put my break even here. Because if we do push up into here, if we're going to continue bullish, you really don't want to see us come back to the entry there because we already came up here and did that, right? Because if we come up here and reject this, you don't want to get caught if it goes back down. So all right, so we'll go BE there. So break even play, I feel like it was worth a try, honestly. Yeah, solid break even. Like solid break even. See, the only thing I didn't like about it is just the gap wasn't super obvious. So let's say if we got this gap down and then on this candle we got the inverse, I would have liked it a lot more. Because we would have had like that V shape, you know what I mean? But the fact that we it takes this candle and then this candle, right? It wicks up so far, then comes back down before we close. That's not the best sign for this setup right here, to be honest. So good try. W break even. We're just gonna go the next day. Stay on to look for another trade. You want to just continue? This PA looks pretty good, honestly. Off topic, but do you ever scale before 1R? No, not usually. Honestly, I don't usually scale. I'm a full TP guy. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I really don't like how we just keep putting in multiple SMTs. I don't really want to take this. I don't know. I feel like it's the same scenario as the one before it, right? Like there's just a gap directly above it. There's no really good break even. I don't know. What's the current draw? The current draw is higher, I think, because we just swept we just swept all this LRLR and we tapped down into a 5-minute BPR down here. So I think we're looking for longs. Okay. Honestly, what I would really like to take a long right here is if we can get an SMT with this low. If we can get an SMT with this low and an inverse, I'd like it a lot. Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm not going to long this with that gap above. Now, could we maybe do something like this? Yeah, we could probably do that, you know? Then we would have a good break even here. But I can't do this gap here. It's not, I don't like it. I'd probably long this though, but don't fail. Yeah. Yeah, so that's yeah. All right. So now we do have an SMT with this low, which is what I said I would like to see. All right. See, now I'm starting to like this. Oh, that close. I probably like this one better than the other two, though. That's for sure. Yeah, it would be kind of nice if we could close above this VI as well. Yeah, I hate that the momentum died like that. Now, if we press play and the next candle just like for some reason does this and closes up here or something, you know, I might be taking that. Chase it in FOMO? Yeah, definitely. Oops. I'm going to do one more candle. All right. So that's basically exactly what I said. So we're going to take this. Now we got an SMT with low of day too, actually, because on this one, I wouldn't go break even till here. Yo, I'm great, man. How are you? You love me? I love you. All right. So we'll go break even here. We'll scale at the top of this candle, I think. If we get there. Here will be our scale. Sorry, maybe I missed it, but why are you more sure about this one rather than the other two? Okay, so why am I more sure about this one? Because now we have an SMT with a major swing low. Because when we first dumped down, NQ put in low of day, or NQ and ES both put in low of day right here, right? Then we manipulate up, come back down. ES takes low of day, NQ doesn't. Now we're getting a bullish V-shaped reaction on both indices. We have a better break even above. We're delivering from this gap below. And basically it's the SMT with low of day is what's really doing it for me. Does that make sense? I really like the SMT with low of day. Yeah, right here. This bangs. Yeah, I agree. Do we up the risk on this one? I feel like I like it more than any other trade we've taken so far. 100% risk. This man's. We're a risk 1%. Bro, I hate that. All right, there's the break even. Ugh. I hate that reaction, bro. I really wanted that to just start ripping, but I will say I do like that we pushed up, tapped down into this BPR again, and then got like a really bullish candle, right? So, other than this hitting our original break even, does anybody know another reason why we would go break even here? Close. No. Nope. So it's because we got the entry, put in this swing, came down, and then retook this high. Right? So if we put in a high and come down to your entry and then come back up and retake the high, you always go break even after that. Always. Exactly. Well, I said besides our original reason. Why would another reason to go break even is what I was saying. Why would there be another reason? Bro! Oh my god. Dude. Okay, but listen, this is showing you the power of break evens, unless this doesn't save us, which it does. So this is a really, really, really good example of break evens on this one. Holy. Like, our break evens have been spot on in this session. 100%. I don't mind that at all. You know what I would expect now? I would expect to go to the next freaking day because this is trash. So, can anybody think of a reason why these plays would be failing right now? I'm probably gonna end it soon, to be honest. Probably like 10 more minutes. I'll probably take one more trade. Because I have to make a... Listen, does anybody in here watch sports? I need sports clip ideas. Dude, it's because the cookies, bro, you're right. Why did you do this? Bro brought up the cookies. What sport you... So I'm doing a thing with a few friends. They're making like a sports social media thing where we post like basically like our own version of Barstool, if you can imagine that, but less like douchey. And I'm supposed to record a couple of clips to help them out, and I don't know what to do them on. Well, I have one of them figured out, but I don't watch sports anymore, so I'm like, yeah. I mean, my video is gonna be on how bad the Cavaliers threw last night. That's gonna be one of them. Hang on a second. Dang, you guys. Amy and I just had a silent conversation about going to the store to get stevia through the sliding glass door in the backyard. How do you say you're settled in and married other than saying that? Maybe if Donovan Mitchell's in the same cycle and he carries team. All right, here, wait. Don't get me distracted with stuff. Let's finish this backtesting. I'm sorry I asked the sports question. I should have done that. I know. Don't do this to me. All right, so here's Wednesday. What the heck? So it looks like we ended that session at the perfect time because this is all that, yeah, Patricia is peaking right now. This is all that Price did the rest of the day. So gross. And honestly, so here's my thing. What did we say originally about this? We really wanted the 50%, right? Now, starting today, we actually do have the 50%, okay? We didn't have the 50% yesterday because this gap was holding. right? So now we've tapped the 50%. We've probably pushed into a daily, I'm sure. Yeah, so we've tapped into a daily. And you see how we get into this 50% and chop really bad? That's honestly pretty normal. So a lot of times when we hit 50% on a higher time frame, you will see us chop and do this for a little bit. So, but now we have... Dude, I hate like when it just loads up to some V shapes. Like, what's going on here? Obviously, we should just wait till open. Gold star, big guy. Yo! Let's get a gold star on here for Vert. Yay, Vert! Woo! Vert. It's just for you, bro. Alright, I'm sorry. No, bro. I don't want you to feel that. I want to build you up. I don't want to bring you down, man. You're my friend. I want to build you up. Come on, Vert. Stop. Vert get hurt for real. Let's just go to open. Woo! All right. Not sure how to feel about that. We're gonna have to just keep playing, and dude, we're definitely looking for longs, but what are we supposed to do about that? Look for a confirmation setup? All right, so hear me out. LRLR below. Invalid now? Invalid now, maybe? Definitely invalid now. No. Alright, do we take this, though? This momentum's crazy, right? Like, there's no way we don't come down to here. So, here. Should we just use this? We got LRLR below. You guys want to short this? You're shorting right when we hit this trend line. If it wasn't for this freaking momentum, like, I don't know. The problem is, right? Here's the problem. All of our really good targets above just got destroyed by this opening candle. So it's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, so we're delivering from the left here. So we have delivery from this 3 minute that's been holding like a freaking beast, right? It would have been really cool if we had an SMT right there, but we don't. Well, I guess we kind of do. So we kind of have an SMT, right? It's kind of in a weird spot, but we... let me go to the 3 minute, actually. Not really. But we also have delivery on ES, so... Man, this is a pretty friggin' bearish reaction, to be honest. The only problem is, would we go break even here or here? Probably the second one, right? Half size. So are we going off of this gap or this whole... Here's my thing. We do have these equal lows down here. These real, like... I know it. So it is against the bias. The only thing is like this momentum is nuts. So... Dude, this is not really worth taking, to be honest. Like, what's our target? Here? We're just gonna, like, assume and hope and pray that we go through this gap. We'll de-risk. Dude, that's a terrible next candle, honestly. Break even now? Dude, if we go break even now, we're gonna get break even for sure. I hate this reaction. I can't lie. I really wanted that to just dump, and it's not. Let me ask you guys this: if you're in this trade in live time, how are you feeling right now? Like you shouldn't have entered it? Emo? What do you guys think? One more candle? One more! Alright. Alright, so we go break even there because that's what we agreed to originally anyway. After 3 dojis right here, we really don't want it to do this anymore. This should dump. If we want it to work. Break even. Bullish SMT over here. I think we go break even here. Like, I just think we, yeah. Well, break even again, and guess what? Chop, 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 chop. And there's the... Never going break even again, bro. I'm just kidding. So, the break even did not save us this time, which is fine. It saved us literally every other time. So, no big deal. And look at that. Jeez Louise. Jeez. Bro, what is this price action? Dude, this is bad. Yeah. Nah, that's bad. No, it's not though. It's only 10 a.m. Let's see if maybe we get a 10 a.m. reversal setup. Bro, what is this? What are we supposed to take here, chat? There's nothing to take. Exactly. It could be news. So there's several reasons. It could be news. It could be because we just reached a higher time frame PD array where price needs to accumulate. So when we have price levels that we like, that the market likes to accumulate at, this is when you get crap like this. Because people are just getting wrecked and shares are just being gathered. So okay, so there's 10 a.m. news. That's why. So now I'm glad we figured that out. That's why price sucked right there, because there was news at 10. Jeez. So we didn't really get a data high, unfortunately. Sheesh. My goodness. Long just long now? What about this? What about this? Oh, I was like, what? I was like, right now? Bro, no way that went invalid. Are you kidding me? Bruh. Looking back, do you think it would have been better to take that bigger IFEG at open? Or are you happy with the IFEG we took? I'm fine with what we took, honestly. Mechanically, it was a good setup. And we honestly handled the entry, or we managed the trade very well. No way, bro. All this is invalid. No, it's all invalid. Dude, this is like for the goons, bro. What is this? What the heck, bro? What the hell is this? Yeah, dude, what? Like, this is just... If you ever see Price doing this... Oh, wait, hang on. I think the woodpecker's here. Hang on. Wait, oh, she's going without me. One sec. Dude, I'm so glad you saw it. I feel like when I first told you about it, it was gonna be like when people say they saw Bigfoot or something. Like she's like, yeah, sure, there's a woodpecker up there, bro. Don't worry, man. I won't tell anybody. All right, you guys. I kind of got to get some stuff done, so I think I'm gonna hop off there. This PA is not good, and yeah. So good lesson on going break even today. Really nice. Is there anything you trying to look forward to open market tomorrow so I could study it? Before you get off, is there anything you're trying to look forward to open market tomorrow so I can try to study it? What do you mean? Oops, That's not the time frame. Bro. Oh yeah, tomorrow I'm looking for a one setup for life for the CPI candle. That's what I'm looking for. I forgot about that. Yep. So we'll try and get a one setup for life tomorrow morning. And yeah. I'm gonna hop off for now, you guys. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Alright. Later.